everybody, and hello everybody, and welcome back to The Way That I See It, a slightly different version. Normally I've got my laptop and my mic and everything, and so if the sound quality is a bit there, I'll try my best to clean it up after this. And apologies for any background attendees if you are watching this on my YouTube. But I wanted to film this video whilst I was in Miami. The sun has just gone down this side of the pool, so it's a bit more shady so I can see. But I wanted to jump on and just talk a little bit about, I guess, the power of perspective. And I think one of the biggest challenges that so many of us face is that we've been locked at home for 2 years. Some people are still there. Some people haven't had the chance to travel for years and years and years and years and years. Some people haven't had the chance to, be able to escape their home life. Maybe they've got a ton of kids. Maybe they're in a position where they're carers. Maybe there's something else going on, right? And so sometimes it's really easy when we're lost in the day-to-day, we're caught up in the minutiae, we do the same thing day in and day out, that we lose the power of perspective. And for me, travel has always been that. For me, travel has always been what I call the platform point. It's always been the point where I jump to the next level in my income goals, in my body goals, in my business goals, relationship goals. It's always been the place where I get that sense of distance to be able to give me that perspective. So, if you can't travel right now, if you can't get away, then how can you create the power of perspective in a different way? Number one, you've got to change your environment. So whether or not you take yourself off to a coffee shop you've never been to before, you go on a long drive, you go on a long walk, and you've just got to allow your mind to get quiet. Because what often most of us do is we then get somewhere. So maybe let's say we go to the beach for the day. And then actually what happens is we spend the first 3 hours replying to all our social media, thinking about all the things on our to-do list. And we don't actually then create anything different. Because all we're doing is just downloading what's already in our head. We're not allowing that inner voice and that deeper sense of knowing. And also just the silence that we need in order to be able to create from new, right? We are the result of our habits, we're the result of our behaviours, we're the result of everything that's happened up to this point in our life and how we've interpreted it, given it meaning and then taken action. And so if we're in a position where we continue just to repeat that, our life is on repeat. So we've got to change our environment to be able to quiet the mind, to be able to change perspective. So changing your environment could simply be, like I said, a super long walk, a super long drive. What you've got to be able to do is you've got to be able to leave the things that are your everyday things in your life. You've got to be able to leave those behind for a short period of time. And I think a spa day is a great way to do this, because a day spa, normally in a day spa, what's great about it is mobile phones are not really accepted. So you kind of mobile phone in the thing, take a notebook, download and digest, get everything out of your head, and then just allow yourself to be and allow yourself to think. And, day spas have been it for me when we couldn't travel. Travel is something massive for me. It just allows my brain to think. I think aeroplanes, when you've got no Wi-Fi, this whole thing that you can buy Wi-Fi now, I'm like, absolutely not, no fucking way. So for me, it's just been an absolute game changer to be here and have perspective when I'm going through a stage in my business right now of kind of growth and kind of change in direction. And I know that I need to be somebody new. That's the reality. I need to be a different, upscaled, upgraded, bigger vision, bigger version of myself, right? We all have to elevate. If we want to elevate our income, we have to elevate. If we want to elevate our body image, we have to elevate. If we want to elevate our relationships, we have to elevate. And this for me has been the sole focus of my mini courses, is teaching people that elevation. So the Ultimate Mindset Makeover, one of my mini courses, is focused on elevating across those 3 areas, right? Body image, money and relationships. And then the others are built on, so the Build Your Belief bundle is all about building belief, and then the Entrepreneur Evolution is all about kind of scaling your business and growth. But ultimately, all 3 of those courses sit in the foundation of elevating and growing. And the reality is you're never going to create something new from the same version of you. It's never going to happen. So you've got to find a way to get some perspective, to be able to look back on yourself and be able to see the multiple versions of who you are, the diverse versions of, this was Lucy when she was going through this phase, and this was me when I'd done that amount of personal growth, and this was me, and this is who I need to be moving forward. So how do you work out who you need to be moving forward? How do you work that out? Well, number one, you've got to get quiet and you've got to get clear. The second step to that is you've got to ask yourself what you really, really want. What do you want from your life? Is it more meaning, more purpose, more satisfaction? Is it cash, things, stuff, places? And there's no judgment, right? Because I've wanted it all and want it all. But I think the key thing here is being really, really clear about what you want. When you know what you want and you know why you want it. Now, the why doesn't have to be, guys, I used to say that it has to be super deep and super meaningful. And to an extent, it's got to have more meaning than just it would be nice, because it's never going to get you off your ass on a rainy, cold day, right? But it doesn't have to be some big life-changing why. It could be because, you know what, I just really know that I've always wanted to drive a white Mercedes, or I've always wanted to have a Louis Vuitton handbag, or I've just always really wanted to spend more of my time with, you know, underprivileged children. Like, guys, the world's your oyster, right? So you've got to know what you want, you've got to know why you want it, and then all you've got to know is the first step. All you've got to know is, what can I do to take the first step? Then your question is, who do I need to be to have the thing? So let's say you want to be a millionaire. If I handed you £1 million today, would you know how to invest that, grow that, and keep that? Probably not. Let's say you want to lose £30. Okay, so I magic click my fingers and you lose £30. Would you know how to stay that tight, that trim, and be healthy? Probably not. We become the person we need to be on the way to having the thing, and not the other way around. So if you want to transform your life, getting a power of perspective, getting the ability to step back, to step away from the noise in your head, and then be able to look at your life with a sense of objectivity to see who you need to be, that will change your life. That is how you create a next level life. And so that is what travel has done for me. Travel gives me that sense of perspective, but to step back, to look at my life, to see where I want to work, where I want to improve, and who do I want to be. When I know who I want to be, I can pour and lean into that growth. And that's why I've created these mini courses for you, because I know those mini courses have been stages of my life, stages of my journey, stages of who I've been. They were the courses that I needed when I was there. And so I've created those for you now at a, 200-ish price point, because, I didn't also have the money at early points in my journey to be able to invest. So for me, that 200-ish price point just gives lots of people access to this content in a really readily available way. So currently at the time of recording, they are on pre-launch right now, and you can use code pre-launch 10% off. They go officially live. The courses land in your inbox on the 1st of February. So make sure to jump on those. But just know that if you right now feel like you're really insular, you're really in it, you feel like you can't see a way out, you feel like you feel a bit stuck, then the key thing is getting the power of perspective and a change in environment, a sense of distance, and quieting your mind and your mobile phone would be a great way to do that. And if getting away is really not an option for you, then finding that 20 minutes a day, whether it's to meditate, to journal, to jot stuff down, and if that's what it takes to get up 20 minutes for your kids, even if you're fucking knackered. And I know I don't have kids, and I know that people are like, yeah, I have kids, you don't know. But what I will tell you is this: you can never ever put a price on having that sense of direction, purpose, knowing where you're going, and that power and sense of perspective. So that's it from me. That's the way I see it from Miami, flying home tomorrow. And it's not going to be some big proclamation of how I'm going to change my life, because I don't believe those work. But I've decided who I want to be, and that's what matters most. So that was the way that I see it, and I'll see you on the next episode.